You are about to live in this person's house. See this before it's too late. There is something you need to hear before you continue with your day, because this message did not find you by accident. It found you because somewhere deep inside your heart, there has been a feeling you could never fully explain. A strange pull toward a future you cannot yet see. A quiet sense that your current surroundings are temporary, that the walls around you have already served their purpose, and that another door is slowly opening. In the distance, you may have dismissed that feeling as imagination. You may have convinced yourself it was nothing more than wishful thinking. But what if it wasn't? What if that invisible feeling has been preparing you for a reality that is already moving toward you? Stay with me until the very end, because what you are about to hear could completely change the way you understand every delay, every disappointment, every unexpected goodbye, and every silent season you have survived. There is one detail that most people never notice until it is too late. They spend years trying to hold on to places they were only meant to pass through, while destiny quietly prepares a home they never imagined could belong to them. And today, for reasons you may not yet understand, this message is asking you one simple question. Are you emotionally ready to step into a house that already carries your future before you even arrive? Because the greatest miracle is not receiving the keys. The greatest miracle is becoming the person who belongs behind that door. That is why you cannot leave this video now. There is a hidden truth buried inside your own journey that has been waiting for this exact moment to reveal itself. Listen carefully. Every sentence matters. Every feeling matters. Because by the time this message ends, you may never look at your future the same way again. Think back to the moments when life seemed unfair. The nights you wondered why nothing was changing. The mornings when you woke up carrying invisible exhaustion that nobody noticed. You kept showing up even when your heart felt tired. You smiled while silently rebuilding yourself. You learned how to survive rooms where your value was never recognized. You stayed kind even when life gave you reasons to become cold. Most people never saw that battle because your greatest victories happened inside your soul. They happened when nobody applauded you. They happened when you chose hope over bitterness, faith over fear, and patience over panic. Those invisible victories became the foundation for something much bigger than you realize. Because homes are never built only with bricks. The greatest homes are built with healed hearts. Every disappointment became another stone beneath your future. Every lesson became another wall protecting your peace. Every tear became another window allowing light to enter your destiny. You thought life was taking things away from you, but what if life was actually making room for something that could never fit into your old story? There is a reason certain relationships ended. There is a reason certain opportunities disappeared. There is a reason certain plans completely collapsed. At the time, it felt like loss. Today, you may finally understand it was preparation. Imagine walking into a house where every room carries peace instead of pressure. Imagine opening windows that welcome hope instead of fear. Imagine sitting in silence that feels comforting rather than lonely. Can you feel that picture forming inside your mind? That feeling matters because your spirit often recognizes tomorrow before your eyes can see it. Somewhere, there is a place carrying your name in ways no legal document could ever explain. It is not simply about ownership. It is about belonging. And belonging is something your heart has been searching for much longer than you realize. But before you arrive there, something inside you must change first. Because destiny never asks whether you can afford the blessing. Destiny asks whether your heart has become strong enough to protect it. That is where most people fail. They receive beautiful opportunities while still carrying yesterday's fears. They enter peaceful places while secretly expecting chaos. They are surrounded by love but continue preparing for rejection. They step into abundance while thinking like someone trapped in lack. The result is that they cannot fully enjoy what they prayed to receive. But your story is becoming different. Slowly, quietly, almost invisibly, your perspective has begun changing. You no longer chase everything that shines. You no longer beg people to stay. You no longer confuse attention with love or noise with purpose. Something calmer has begun growing inside you. That calmness is not weakness. It is evidence that your soul is becoming compatible with the life that has been waiting for you. Sometimes the greatest sign that your future is approaching is not excitement. Sometimes it is peace. Have you noticed how certain arguments no longer interest you? How certain opinions no longer control your emotions? How certain fears no longer carry the same power? Those changes seem small, but they are enormous. They are the invisible renovations happening inside your spirit before the visible renovation appears around your life. Every beautiful home begins with unseen foundations buried beneath the surface. The same is true for your future. Long before anyone celebrates your breakthrough, heaven has already been strengthening the ground beneath your feet. This is why delays have never meant denial. They meant reinforcement. You have been standing inside a construction season while believing nothing was happening. Yet every day your character became stronger, your patience deeper, your wisdom quieter, and your faith more mature. And now something unexpected is beginning to happen. The people who underestimated you have quietly started noticing a difference they cannot explain. Your energy feels different. Your confidence feels softer yet stronger. You no longer carry desperation. You carry direction. That shift changes everything. Because opportunities are naturally drawn toward peaceful confidence. The house you are about to enter is not attracted to fear. It is attracted to the version of you that learned to trust even without evidence. Think about how many times you almost gave up. Think about how many times you questioned your purpose. Yet somehow you kept moving. That persistence was never wasted. It became the language destiny understands. Every step you took in uncertainty echoed louder than you realized. Somewhere beyond your current circumstances, doors have already begun responding to the person you are becoming. You may not know the address yet. You may not know the people involved. You may not know how everything will happen. But not knowing every detail has never stopped destiny before. Some of the greatest chapters in human life begin with unanswered questions. That uncertainty is not your enemy. It is the bridge between where you are and where your soul has always belonged. Perhaps the house itself is symbolic. Perhaps it represents a new environment, a healthier relationship, a fresh beginning, an emotional sanctuary, or an entirely different version of your life. Whatever form it takes, the message remains the same. You are leaving behind an identity that was too small for your future. That transition can feel uncomfortable because growth often feels unfamiliar before it feels beautiful. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Sometimes unfamiliar is simply the feeling of becoming someone you have never been before. There will be moments when fear whispers that you are not ready. Listen carefully. Fear has repeated that sentence before every meaningful breakthrough in your life. It said you were not ready to heal. Yet you healed. It said you were not ready to forgive. Yet you forgave. It said you were not ready to keep going. Yet here you are. Why should you believe fear now when it has been wrong so many times before? Instead, listen to the quieter voice inside you. The one that refuses to disappear no matter how difficult life becomes. The one that still believes beauty can exist after heartbreak. The one that still believes your best chapter has not been written yet. That voice is not foolish optimism. It is inner wisdom remembering something your conscious mind has temporarily forgotten. Every meaningful destination begins long before the journey becomes visible. Even now, conversations may already be happening that will eventually lead you toward the place you never expected. Someone may already be speaking your name with respect. Someone may already be opening a door you do not know exists. Circumstances may already be aligning behind the scenes while your ordinary routine continues exactly as normal. That is one of life's greatest mysteries. Transformation often arrives quietly. There are no dramatic announcements. No loud warnings. Only small moments that later reveal themselves as turning points. One unexpected conversation. One chance meeting. One decision to say yes instead of no. One ordinary afternoon that quietly changes everything forever. This is why your heart must remain awake. Your future rarely announces itself wearing obvious signs. It often arrives disguised as an ordinary opportunity that only faith recognizes. The house you are about to live in may first appear impossible, too beautiful, too unexpected, too different from your past. Do not reject it simply because it exceeds your previous expectations. Growth has a habit of making old limits feel outdated. If you continue measuring tomorrow with yesterday's ruler, you will underestimate what is possible. Instead, allow yourself to imagine a future larger than your current evidence. Hope is not denial. Hope is cooperation with possibility. There was a time when surviving was your greatest achievement. Soon, thriving may become your new normal. There was a time when peace felt temporary. Soon, peace may become the atmosphere surrounding your everyday life. There was a time when you wondered whether you would ever feel truly at home anywhere. Soon, you may discover that home was never only about a location. It was about finally becoming comfortable within yourself. And when that inner home is built, outer homes begin appearing almost naturally. That is the secret very few people understand. Life changes from the inside outward. The external blessing simply reflects an internal transformation that has already taken place. So before the keys appear, celebrate the courage that made you worthy of holding them. Before the new address becomes real, honor the old version of yourself that refused to quit. Before you step into unfamiliar rooms, thank every painful season that quietly shaped your character without asking for recognition. They all played a part. Every delay, every goodbye, every unanswered prayer that later revealed itself as unexpected protection. You are not standing at the end of your story. You are standing at the entrance of something your past self would have considered impossible. And perhaps the greatest surprise is not that you are about to live in this person's house. Perhaps the greatest surprise is realizing that the person who once doubted themselves could become someone capable of protecting love, peace, abundance, purpose, and joy all at once. The house is not the miracle. You are. Because the greatest transformation never happens around you. It happens within you. And when that inner miracle becomes complete, the outer world begins rearranging itself in ways that once felt impossible. So when the day finally arrives, when you walk through that doorway, when your hand touches that handle, when your eyes slowly look around and your heart whispers, "I never thought this could be my life," remember this moment. Remember that long before you ever entered that house, your spirit entered it first through hope, through perseverance, through healing, and through faith. That future did not begin with a key. It began the day you refused to let disappointment become your identity. It began the day you decided your pain would not be the final chapter. It began the day you quietly chose growth instead of giving up. And maybe, just maybe, that day was today. Writing. There is one final truth that almost nobody realizes until they are standing in the middle of the life they once prayed for. The greatest blessings rarely arrive with loud announcements. They arrive quietly, almost gently, as if they have been waiting patiently for your heart to catch up with what heaven already decided long ago. That is why you must never mistake silence for absence. While you believed nothing was changing, your future was learning your name. While you wondered why certain doors refused to open, another door was being built from the ground up specifically for the person you were becoming. You have spent so much of your life wondering if you were enough, if you were worthy, if your time would ever come. But perhaps those questions were never meant to define you. They were meant to strengthen you. Every season of waiting carved away another layer of fear. Every unexpected ending removed another attachment that could not follow you into your next chapter. Every lonely night taught you how to hear your own soul more clearly than the voices around you. That is why the place you are moving toward will not simply feel different, it will feel familiar in the deepest way possible. It will feel as though your heart has finally recognized something it has always known existed. There will come a day when you walk through that doorway and pause without saying a single word. You will look around, not because of how beautiful the walls are, but because of how peaceful your spirit suddenly feels. In that moment, memories of your hardest seasons will quietly return, not to hurt you, but to remind you how impossibly far you have come. You will remember the tears that nobody saw, the prayers you whispered when everyone else had gone to sleep, the mornings you forced yourself to smile while carrying invisible pain, the dreams that almost died because waiting became heavier than hoping. And then you will realize something extraordinary. None of it was wasted. Not a single tear. Not a single disappointment. Not a single delay. Everything became part of the road that led you exactly where you were always meant to be. You will understand that the people who walked away created room for the people who truly belonged. The opportunities that disappeared protected you from paths that would have stolen your peace. Even the mistakes you still regret became lessons that shaped the wisdom you now carry. Suddenly the puzzle pieces that once seemed scattered will fit together so perfectly that you will wonder why you ever doubted the journey at all. But before that day arrives, there is one thing you must protect with everything you have: your heart. Never allow temporary disappointment to convince you that permanent hope is impossible. Never allow today's uncertainty to define tomorrow's reality. The future has never been created by fear. It has always been created by faith mixed with action, patience mixed with courage, and quiet confidence mixed with unwavering trust. Continue becoming the person who chooses kindness even when bitterness feels easier. Continue becoming the Person who believes in healing even after heartbreak. Continue becoming the person who refuses to let envy replace gratitude or anger replace compassion. Those invisible choices are decorating the home you have not yet seen. They are shaping the atmosphere you will one day live inside. Remember, a house is only a building until someone fills it with love. Your spirit is already learning how to create that love. That is why this message found you today. Not to promise an address. Not to guarantee a timeline. But to remind you that your future begins with who you are becoming right now. The house is simply a reflection of your transformation. The peace inside those walls will match the peace you finally discovered within yourself. And when that day comes, you will smile, close your eyes for a moment, and quietly whisper, "Now I understand." You will understand why you had to wait. Why you had to heal. Why you had to let go. Why you had to become stronger than the version of yourself that first started this journey. Because if the blessing had arrived too early, you might have admired it without appreciating it. But now you will treasure every ordinary morning, every quiet evening, every laugh echoing through those rooms, every shared meal, every peaceful sunrise through the window, because you know exactly what it cost to reach that moment. So never lose hope, even if today looks nothing like tomorrow. Keep believing when the evidence is invisible. Keep walking when the path feels uncertain. Keep choosing faith when fear demands your attention. Because your story is not ending where you are standing today. It is expanding beyond what you can currently imagine. One day, someone will ask how everything changed so suddenly, and you will smile because you know it was never sudden. It was years of invisible growth, silent prayers, hidden healing, countless small decisions, and unwavering resilience finally blooming into something the world could see. And when you finally step into that place prepared for your future, you will not simply say, "I made it." You will say, "Everything happened exactly when it was supposed to." That will be the moment you realize the greatest miracle was never the house itself. The greatest miracle was the person you became on the journey toward it. If this message spoke directly to your heart, carry it with you. Let it remind you that your waiting has purpose, your healing has meaning, your future is still unfolding, and the best chapter of your life may be much closer than it appears. Sometimes destiny doesn't knock loudly. Sometimes it waits patiently behind a door that has had your name on it all along. And when that door finally opens, you will discover that hope was never leading you in the wrong direction, it was leading you home.